Hey guys, welcome to Curious Mind Podcast. It's your boy William Uche, aka Mega Mind. I'm the host of this podcast, and with me is the co-host.
Hey guys, I'm Nolu M and I am your Curious Mind podcast co-host. So what are we going to actually be talking about today?
I think today we're going to be talking about adulting, like adulting. It's a very tricky topic because
Yeah.
now most of us we grew up thinking like when our parents was kind of giving us money to do this, paying school fees, doing this and that. We just kind of thought like maybe life's going to continue like that.
Yes, so I think before actually starting into like our topic, right? Let us ask the people, right? Let us ask our subscribers, let us ask people that are viewing us that guys, to you, what does adulting actually mean to you guys?
All right, guys. So as you're saying, what is adulting? Like, what is adulting? I think it's a very, very ambiguous subject because now everybody has a different meaning for adulting.
Yes, and
Yeah.
hence why it's so even interesting, right? And we are so curious about like how do you define adulting in your own words? How did you find adulting? How did you
This
find
subject is
it
a
like?
subject that everybody is facing it.
Yes,
You
true,
you
true.
cannot not face it.
Yes, you cannot run away from adulting. That's something that it's part of like stages of life. You can't just skip it and be like, okay, I'm not gonna do this adulthood, right?
I feel like sometimes, okay, the other day I was just somewhere and somebody was telling this little kid
Yes.
that you're a big boy. Hey, don't do that, don't do that. You're a big boy. I was like, in my mind, I was like, now the parents is still paying the bills, taking care of them here
Yes.
and there. But now for them not to do a certain thing, you just have to make them feel like they're a big boy or big girl for them not to do it. But you know that when it comes to when you become that big boy, grown up boy, so to speak, now you wish that I wish I can still be getting those support from
True.
parents here and
Yes, yes, yes,
So I
yes.
mean, most of the times this adulting, it's I just feel like we all actually have different side of it.
Yes,
Just
true.
imagine a person that the parents is actually rich, that come from a rich family, and now you can't say adulting for that person is going to be the same for adulting for a person that comes from maybe an average family or
Yes.
let's say a poor family, because
No,
now
yeah.
people that come from that poor background, they even start adulting early.
Early, yes,
You
true.
understand? So
Talking about it as you were talking about, I think like the financial side. I don't know if you could like put it in like depth, like financially, like how has it been
um,
for you?
adopting is a very serious subject when it comes to financial. Most people are actually like fiscally irresponsible. I mean, financially irresponsible
Yeah.
because now how they when they get to that age, or let's say I don't know, differently. I mean, it's different from people to people. May say from 20 years, 25 years upward 30, around, let's say mostly around your 30, you become an adult automatically. You just see life automatically face you. You're not like in your father's house anymore. You're not in your mother's kitchen anymore. You're not eating from your mother's kitchen anymore. You are faced with life. At that age, the pressure is very, 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 it's too much,
Yeah,
to
true.
save, for the most part, pain of budgeting and pain and savings. You don't have to know how to budget money for this, money for that, how you're going to put things together, even pay the bills. Because every month you have to pay your bills. You have to, oh my God, it is
It's a
hectic.
lot. I feel like it's something that when we were like little, right? Or yeah, when we were little, you trying to be like so much into adulting. You want to be like so grown up. You want to do like grown up stuff, grown up things that your parents were doing. And then now eventually it became now your time to actually step into it. And I was like, oh my gosh, like wow, is it this bad? Especially if you have to be dealing like finances, bills, all of that stuff is like just too much. It's overwhelming, and it feels like adulting is literally a scam.
Financial challenges, the unexpected expenses, the
Yes.
sometimes, oh my God, sometimes I'm just trying to, it's like as I'm saying now, I'm just trying to actually like um go through within myself to say how it is with me, right? So I feel like it is not a scam at all. People would say those days that adult is a scam. It's not a scam. It's not a scam at all, because now those money you get from your parents there and there, when I was in varsity those days, my parents would send me money for school fees, for accommodation, for this and that, right? You know, so the money is just coming from them every month.
True,
At least every
yeah.
month you know that you're expecting something from them, right? But suddenly it got to a point. I just realized like when I graduated from varsity now, so everybody just stop.
Yes, now it's actually time for you to step into that independent role.
Like everybody just stopped. They didn't even give me like a sign, like or like a notice that we are going to be stopping sometime. They
Yes.
just stop, and I was
Yes.
already used to that
Yeah.
incoming
True.
allowance, coming to me and
Yes.
everything.
And
Even though I used to also like assist myself,
yeah.
I'm not that lazy person.
Yes. And another thing, I think most importantly, it's about like time management. I feel like as you progress and you grow up and you step into your adult independence era, time, guys, there's not a lot of time to be like, especially like
Yeah,
socializing,
that's true.
doing all the stuff that probably you used to do. So sometimes even friendship
Yeah.
will get affected, right? Because you do not have the time to now socialize because you want to get the bag. You want to make sure that your bills are getting paid. You want to make sure that your monthly bills are literally getting paid. You understand?
Yeah, that's true.
So I think honestly, time management is also a really big problem. It's a problem. But then it's just, you need to know how to balance it. You need to know how to, balance between social life and work, or if you're doing school, social life, school, or if you're doing school, work, and social life all together. You just need to find a balance to it.
Yeah, my take about time management now, when it comes to adulting, is it's actually, because it's actually, this is a topic that actually resonates with me, you know. So speaking of time management, there was a time whereby I just like I still have the same 24 hours that I had
Yesterday.
yesterday. I mean,
Yeah.
those years in university,
Yeah.
but those years in university, you want to go to this friend's house, go to this friend's house, here and there. You talk to this guy, you talk to this guy, you talk to this guy, because now you're not paying bills yet. You're not doing much. You're not doing much for yourself yet.
Yeah.
I mean, you're doing for yourself, but not much, right? So you're not doing a lot of things. So, but when I take a look at myself now, and I look at myself then, I be like, I don't really associate with. In fact, there's some friends that you would spend like hours talking to on the phone. You just discover that some things just actually kind of reduce
Yeah.
itself, because now you're actually thinking of, I'm going to pay the bills soon. It's already on the 20. It's already on the 15. It's already on the 25. So
Yes,
you
true.
you you are actually triggered with
You
other
are
things.
thinking about like where you are thinking about, oh, on so and so day you have to pay your bills. On so and so time there's something that is due that you have to be paying. And I think when you were speaking about like friends, right? It like, I'm trying to think about friendship aspects in
Yeah.
like adulting, because when you are still very much young and your parents are doing everything for you, you have so many friends. You have all the time in the world for all your friends. You have the time to be visiting your friends and all that stuff. And then as you grow up, what I've came to conclusion as I've grown up, you just kind of lose friends. Not necessarily, not also like necessarily lose friends, but then you kind of outgrow people that you used to be friends with back
I
then.
would really call it what it is. I would actually really call it what it is.
Yes, because
You
I'm kind
lose
of like
friends.
sugarcoating it.
No,
But
you
okay,
you
cool.
literally lose friends. You know why I say you literally lose
Yes.
friends? You know, there are some people now, especially now, if you're a person that you know that now you are going in a particular direction, you now know, you now have a purpose. Because those times in varsity and most of us, we just course-mates. We're doing a particular course, but we don't even know how it's going to be
Yeah,
2 years
true,
time, three
true,
years time after
true.
varsity,
Yeah.
So, but by the time everybody is now like after graduation, you're not on your by
You're on
yourself.
your
You're
own,
on
you
your
try to
own.
navigate
So you're not
life.
trying to actually really navigate life.
True,
You
true.
know, so people that will come in, that will actually gravitate into your life, are people that actually is going in the same direction. Because at the end of the day, you discover that even that your classmates, that your friend in school, those your friends in school, not everyone is going on the same direction.
Yes, not everyone is going to be in the same direction
Yeah,
as
understand?
you.
You get
Even the person that you were very close with at that time in high school, primary, whatever, right?
Yeah.
You guys might still be close now, but then you will, like, higher chances is that mostly you guys are gonna like find yourself in different paths,
different
because
interests.
yes, different
Everybody,
interests,
everybody eventually have
different
different interests,
times.
different friends.
Yes, and like going back to the time management, right? People now going to be working, hustling, doing whatever that they have to do to,
Yeah, yeah,
get
yeah,
the bag.
yeah,
And now
yeah.
that means the time that we had back then, it's no more going to be the same time
At
that we
all.
have now. We're no more going to have like the same availability of the 24 hours. Some other times when that person is available, you are not available. You
Exactly.
understand?
Yeah.
And yeah, guys, adulting is really, 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 really like,
Is it like I said, it's a very like ambiguous topic, you know, because now, and a very tricky one for that matter. So what I think about it, or how it resonates with me, may not be how it resonates with you, but I know that it's not a scam. We all have,
yes.
it's something that is actually like inevitable. We, even the baby
True.
that was born today, a time will come is gonna experience it. So just like you're
Yeah.
saying, old age is inevitable as far as we live long by the grace of God, you know. So now I just want to have a pause here about this topic of adulting,
Okay.
because it's not like it's always, because we're just trying to say, I think we're just giving the saying the pros and cons. Now we're actually more of the disadvantage of adulting. But I feel
It's,
like
I feel like it's not necessarily like disadvantage of adulting. It's just like what we have, or personally, as everyone in general have mostly encountered in adulting.
yeah, the
Because
challenge.
when we were young, we told ourselves that we always wanted to be independent, mature, be very grown up, and do what our parents were doing. You understand? Like get our own houses, get our own cars. But then we didn't understand the depth in it. Like
And
you,
it,
in
and it,
order to have a car, you have to
yeah,
have a job to maintain that car. You have to
yeah,
be,
yeah,
have money. You
yeah,
need to be paying your bills. You're gonna have your apartment or your house, but you have to pay for it at the end
yeah.
of the month.
Like as you said, now when we grow up now, is that challenges we actually face. They're very, very inevitable. No one will tell you until you get there. Even though they tell
Yes, no
you,
one tells
even though they tell
you.
you, you're still
Yeah,
gonna see it
because
for yourself.
every yeah.
You're still gonna see it for yourself. Now, when we grow old, I mean grow like
When you grow up.
grow up. Now, you want to pay your bills. You want to do some certain things for yourself. No one is gonna come and say, "Hey, I'm gonna give you 2,000 rand. I'm gonna give you 1,000 rand."
Ah,
Every
who?
if the fact that you're going to experience every step of your life by yourself. You know those days I used to watch Nollywood a lot. I had this experience about Nollywood, or I had this idea after watching so many Nollywoods those days, not now, those days. So you'll be watching a particular movie, a drama, and all of a sudden this guy it's usually Ramsey Noah. He's one of my favorite actor. So all of a sudden this guy that is actually like is in Nigeria, we call it, is panding, or he's actually doing something, maybe washing his father's car or doing
Okay,
something.
okay.
Small boy like this. Then all of a sudden, the in the movie, he would just suddenly grow up. I think they also do it in American movie, in Hollywood
Yeah, yeah.
too.
Where they will only just show probably when they were young, and then now eventually
You understand?
they're all
And
grown
and
up.
and as the person is doing the particular thing, they'll just show like, nah, it's grown. So I used to think that was in my mind. I was actually, honestly, I was actually like in that headspace. I used to think that maybe one day I'll be doing something, and all of a sudden I'll just grow
Grow
up.
up.
And in my mind, I used to
Yes.
think, I was like, I hope this is true. Like, I'm being honest. I was like, if I grow up now, or when I grow up, according to the Nollywood, I hope I would have gone to university and everything. I don't want to. I didn't want to even experience that pain of or that stress of going to university, going to
Yeah,
school.
yeah. You
I
thought
just,
that
I
you were
just thought,
just going to grow up and
grow,
have all of these things.
yes,
Yeah.
in one
And I think
sport.
yes, and I
As
think
Nollywood used
that's
to teach,
how most of
yeah,
people thought that growing up is about. It's just having your house, being married and having kids and your job and all that stuff. But we didn't understand that all of those stuff you have to pay for them, right?
but at the end of the, I
Yes,
mean, in the long run, it's a beautiful thing to grow,
to be
to be an
grown up.
adult,
True.
to be an adult, because now nobody's gonna remain a baby. Nobody's gonna remain a teenager.
Yeah, true.
Nobody's gonna remain a youth. We all actually grow up from one stage to the other. I just feel like in as much as there are challenges in being in adulting, there are also like advantages in being an adult, because now you are actually what to do for yourself. You got a job. There's some places that you can't go to. They'll say, "Let me see your ID. Are you up to 18? Are you up to this? Are you up to that?" But when you grow up, when you are an adult, you don't have restriction. You can be able to vote. You can be able to walk. You can be able to become a family man or a family person.
Yeah,
You can be able to marry.
and if you were a person that really wanted, like, you strived for independence and freedom, I think this time is your time to shine. Being an adult is your time to literally shine, because
Yeah.
you have all the freedom, you have all the independence in the world. You have the entire freedom in the world, honestly, when you grown up. Bro, man, like you grow, right? The things that you were doing back then, right, when you were still young, when you were still
Excuse me.
like small, are not necessarily the things that you are doing now. You understand? Like you will, like, even your self-esteem, your self-confidence
I
will
think the
be
part
up
that
there.
I think the part that I actually like most is when there's no parental rules. But
There's always rules. You can run away from your parents' rules, right? But then life in general will always have rules. And even when you grow up, right, if your parents are still alive, right, you will still be under their rules at some point in time. Not like under their rules, but then they will have certain rules for
Me-
you to kind of follow
me-
when you go and visit them.
I'm saying, for me, when I was 14 years old, and now I'm here, I've grown a little bit, my parents don't get to tell me, don't
What to
go
do.
here, don't go here, don't go here. I think what parents even do at a certain time in life, when they know that their kids have actually grown, because parents obviously make you take some decisions yourself.
Of course they do.
Even when they are even monitoring you, they just want to. They want to. I think it's
wanna see
actually.
how you
I think it's actually
actually
wrong.
think.
Yes.
They want to see your
They want to see how you.
capability
They
of
want to see how you
think.
articulate, how you think, how you
Yes.
actually do things here and
Yeah,
there.
how you go about
Yeah,
things.
how you
Yeah,
go
sure.
about things. So even when you're in your parents' house and they know that this person is actually mature enough, right? They just let you take some decisions yourself, even though you're under their roof. But there are some things that you cannot
But I'm
do.
just saying that there are some things that's why I said, even if you would run away from your parents' rules,
You don't run away from your parents'
not
rules.
like run away, but if you feel like, oh, now because you are grown and you decide to be in your own apartment, right, because you are trying to not run away per se, but not be under your parents' rules, right? At the end of the day, life also has its own rules. You understand? And listen, can you please listen to me?
The thing is that
Wait now.
I'm waiting here now.
Wait.
Before
Please, let me speak first.
you speak. You're gonna speak for a long time. But
Okay.
I think that now, speaking of your parents' rules, life rules, whether you're under your parents' house, whether you're in your parents' house, you're not in your parents' house, life rules is life rules.
And parents' rules is parents' rules.
So-
when I said parents' rules, right? Your parents always will have rules. It's their house at the end of the day. You understand? As much as you have your own rules at your place, right? That probably certain things can't be done in your house, certain things, can't be practiced or whatever. That's the exact same thing when you go to your parents. So even though you are 40 or 30, you know that when you go and see your parents, there are certain things that you are not allowed to say. There are certain things that you are not allowed to do. You
Yeah,
get, no
yeah.
matter how old or grown you think you are, because at the end of the day, your parents are not seeing you as this grown girl or male, right? They still see you as their own child, not as like a baby, but they see you as their own child.
Okay, okay.
You understand my point?
Yeah, I understand your point, even though I don't really agree too much with your point, because now
But we're not going to debate, guys. This is not
it's
this
not it's not like
podcast
it's not
is
like
not
we're
debating.
debating. We're not debating, but I'm telling you now that it's let's just leave that thing about parents. It's fine. It's normal to have different opinion at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
it is.
You get so. Yeah. So I just feel like one of the advantages again of being an adult is that you get to make your own choice, you get to make your own opinion on some certain things, You get to say, okay, I'm going to 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 UK, I'm going to America.
True.
You get to make your own choice of what to wear or what to eat. In your parents' house, you eat what they cook. Your
Yes.
parents' house, there's some things that they may not even allow you to wear. You understand?
But let's not generalize, right? Because also in my parents' house, I can eat what I want to eat, right? I can be the one that will choose. My parents always make sure that we are they hear us. We're not our voices are not like kept in cages that we can't say no to certain stuff. We can't be like, oh, okay, whatever that you guys want to eat, that's what we're going to eat. So hence why I'm like, let's not generalize, because
And what
in
actually,
some instances, other household, the children have as much say, you get, so that your voice can be heard. So in my household, I can say that today I want to eat pasta and so, and that's what we're going to eat. If everyone also agrees to it, that okay, Tando, you can cook that, we want that, right? And if someone else the next day wants something different, their voices are going to be heard. You understand? And if we all agree on it, and one thing about it, we will agree and come to a compromise that, okay, since this certain person wants this, right, let's just try to accommodate that person and eat what this person wants. But not every time that we will get what we want. You understand?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes. So another thing I think also the fun part about adulting is how you will learn new skills each and every single day. Every single day as an adult, you are learning so much about yourself. You are learning so much about the people that you are with.
Yeah.
And you are learning about things that you never even thought were necessary to be learned.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So, yeah. What more do you actually want to say about adulting?
I feel like there are a lot, is a broad topic. There are a lot of things to talk about adulting. You know, I mean, you get to have a girlfriend if you're a guy. you know, you get to have a girlfriend. You get to be in a relationship. So that is another part of it. Mostly, there's some people that obviously they can't be in a relation. They can be in a relationship, but they can't actually. Their partner cannot actually come to their house now when they're leaving their parents.
And guys, when it comes to like having relationships, I feel like also a lot of people also allowed to have girlfriend or boyfriends in their early like ages, right? And but then with adulting, it's so much more different, because now
I don't understand when you say a
other
lot of people are
people
allowed to have boyfriend and girlfriend in their what age? What age is that?
other people are allowed to have like girlfriends or boyfriends, probably even at the age of 16 or 15. Not even allowed, but they had
Please,
boyfriend or
this is a
girlfriends at that age. Baby,
this is not going to make sense because now I don't see what does it take to be in a relationship. To be in a relationship, you can't be in a relationship with a person when you're not even mentally capable. You don't have a mental capacity. You don't have a financial capacity. So why are you doing relationship? At the age of 17 or 16, like you said, the person should be reading his book. the person should have other focus, not a relationship.
Yes, but I get it. Hence why I'm even saying that we must not generalize and say that when you start adulting, that's when you can start having relationships like girlfriend and boyfriends. That's
Okay,
why I'm saying
when you
that
when you when
in
you when
this
you think
in this
is when you
century, in this generation, can you listen?
when you think
Wait,
is
can you listen? In this generation, right? There's a lot of people that are still like. We even get people that are 16 and are pregnant.
it doesn't make you right, even though a lot of
I'm
people.
not saying it.
No,
Wait.
because
Do you hear
what
me? I'm
listen,
not saying that it is
what we are
making it right.
saying now, what you're saying now, when you say a lot of people are in a relationship at the age of 16, now because what I said is that a lot of people adulting, you have to when you're an adult, you now get to have a relationship,
I
be in a
think, guys,
relationship.
the only proper way to actually say it, right, is that when you are now an adult, right? You are not. You are now. You have like the more rights. You know. You have so much. Um, I don't know how
This
to.
is from my own perspective, you know, anybody can be in a relationship. But what does it take to be in a relationship? How do you want to be in a relationship when you don't, when you're still under your father's roof? How do you want to be in a relationship when you're still not mentally mature? How do you want to be in a relationship when you're still not financially mature? You're not even physically mature. So
Me,
what?
the only thing.
I mean,
The only
there are
thing,
a lot of
William.
children in this world. There are a lot of children in this world that are actually not supposed to be in this world as we speak now. If not because some people who thought they are around 16 or 14, or even some adults who are not even like um mentally, financially, and spiritually, physically mature yet. They just go into a relationship, boom. At the end of the day, the girl or the woman is pregnant. At the end of the day, there's a child on the street begging with the mother and so whatnot. And what are you going to say of that?
Okay,
Doesn't make sense.
okay, right. I understand his point, and I'm fully on his like side. I'm fully on his point.
You better be.
But the only the only thing that I was just pointing out is that he must not like kind of generalize and say that when you start adulting, that's when you can start having a relationship, because there are so many people, especially in our generation, that are already having relationships at the ages of 15, 14, 16 and upwards, you get. But then when you in, as he said and explained, that when you start adulting, that's when you find yourself more in relationship that makes sense, relationship that is holding a meaning, like that has like a meaningful something, you
I
understand,
categorically
it
think
has
that
a meaning towards it.
I
You are not just in a relationship for the sake of being in a relationship. So I think that's the difference between, listen, I think that's the difference between being in a relationship when you are probably 16, 14 or whatever,
I
than being
think
in a relationship when you are in your adult phase. Is that when you are that in that phase, right, the smaller phase, you are just there. You just call it a relationship for the sake of a relationship, but it's just like play. You just playing, you understand? But once you start being in your 20s and upwards, right, that is kind of when you are getting into relationship with probably, dating to marry. You understand? You now understand the concept of loving a person. You now understand the concept of being in a relationship with someone. You understand where I'm coming from?
okay. Quickly, let me just correct you on a simple.
Mano.
Yeah, I will actually. You know what I think personally that when I said relationship is actually, we just deviated from the topic anyway. But now let's talk about it. Relationships actually made, whether you are there are actually people of 30 years that are not even mature, that are not yet mature. There are people of 25 years, 24 years that are actually more mature than a person of 30 years. You understand? So relationship is not even really by age. Hence, I'd even say, hence my take is not even about the age. My take is about the maturity. Now, is this person financially mature? There are some people that are actually 25 years that are actually more financially mature than people of 30 years. Some person of 30 years. Hence, I said, is this person actually physically mature? There are some people that are actually not as physically mature as some persons that are actually older than them. I mean, younger than them. You get so. That's why I said, is this person actually like mentally mature? we have seen people of 30 years, 35 years that are actually behaving like 12,
And
14.
25
You
or
understand? So
20
we have seen
years
people of actually
old.
20 years, 25 years that actually have the maturity of a 30 years old person. What my take is that the person should be mature
Yeah.
in these four categories: spiritually, physically,
Yes,
mentally,
I
and
think
financially.
that's why I'm saying I feel like we are speaking the same.
So
We are making the same points,
so wait,
but
let me
like
let me
in
yeah,
different
yeah, let me come. So
fonts.
the fact that that is for the person in the relationship that want to be in a relationship personally, but in the aspect of a parent allowing their children to be in a relationship at a certain
I
age,
wouldn't.
I feel like it's even though a lot of people, a lot of parents actually condole it or actually just pay a blind eye to it. I don't. It doesn't really make sense. A child of 15 years doing relationship for what? What does that child really know about himself? Because to be in a relationship, you have to know yourself first before you even say you want to love somebody or be in a relationship with somebody. What a person, a boy of 15 years, what does he really know about himself? Like, doesn't even know him, doesn't even yet know his left from his right. He's even thinking of what course I'm going to study in school. That's what she'll be thinking about, not even that girl. So the fact that many parents actually accept it, they pay, they condole it, doesn't really make sense. So let's be honest. This mind, and because it's curious mind, we have to be honest.
Yes, so guys, let's not start to be so deep. Let's not have like deep conversation. After all, this is our first episode, and we don't want to be too deep for you guys. Let's leave that to our later episodes.
So I just feel like adulting in a nutshell, to speak like in a nutshell, is actually it has to do with responsibility. It has to
Guys,
it has to do with how much to be a man, generally, to be an adult. Like I was saying to somebody, it's not how much, it's not how old you are, it's how responsible you are. You understand? That is what it is all about. Some people at a certain age of as an adult, they're not even as responsible as some people at a certain age that are not like 25, 24 years and there. But no, they're not even as they're more responsible than some people that are around 30, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, in their 30s, as the
yeah,
case may
true.
be. So I just feel like adulting is a good experience. These what do you call it? The autonomy growth is worth it. But at the end of the day, I just feel like it all boils down to responsibility.
Yeah, guys, as he said, in a nutshell, honestly, adulting is it has its great aspects of it and it has its own challenges. But then it's all about how how's your experience and how do you take on adulthood. Everyone has their own like take ons, everyone has their way. To face adulthood, and we can never actually say which way is wrong, which way is right, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, guys, in a nutshell, that is it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this podcast and enjoyed this episode 1 where we were talking about adulting slash
Yeah, guys,
relationship.
it's
So
it's a beautiful subject. I really like this subject, because now it's actually a subject that actually resonates with me. I don't really need to think about the I didn't really need to think about the entire subject. I just talk from experience, the autonomy growth and the
yes, and
experience
I feel like
make it worth it.
this is where the podcast is like we're gonna be so authentic, very authentic and very, truthful and honest, not only to you guys but to ourselves. Please like, comment, and subscribe to this podcast, guys. It's Curious Mind Podcast, and share this video and share, the channel name to your family and friends. Yeah.
Yeah, guys, it's a beautiful one. Thank you guys for staying tuned, watching the story, watching the drama. Sometimes, yeah, it's also dramatic. So we love you
Yes.
guys. See you on the next episode. Peace up. Peace up.
Bye.